And so, for the very first time, the suit is out for FIFA 22. If you're new to the channel, this might look a bit odd to you, and I fully understand that. Reasoning behind it, a few years ago on stream, I mean like a few years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, in fact maybe even more, I was playing Football Manager, reached a playoff final, and chat was like, you should put a suit on. So I did. And it kind of became tradition. So every time we get to a major final, FA Cup, Champions League, playoff, etc., we don the suit for a one-off special. We tend to not do it for the Johnson's Paint Trophy and the Carabao Cup, as they kind of just played as regular games in a regular episode, as they're not necessarily major trophies. Obviously, the Carabao Cup is slightly more major, but... So, I'm sure you can understand that. FA Cup, Champions League, and playoff finals, suit is donned. And obviously European finals as well. Outside of the Champions League, if we get to the Europa League final, or should we at some point this year be involved in the Europa Conference League, then we would don the suit for the final of that. So you may have noticed the eagle eyes of you earlier on in this episode that Juventus have won the Champions League. And those eagle eyes of you yesterday as well will notice that Arsenal won the Europa Conference League. At the end of this episode, regardless of what the outcome is of this upcoming game, we will do a full season roundup as we usually do. Without cheating and skipping to the end, let me know in the comment section down below what you think the scoreline is going to be for this game at Wembley against Reading. Our playoff semi-finals were 2-2 against Stoke and a 2-1 win in the 92nd minute. So, we're in okay form, but we're not exactly wiping the floor with anyone, like Stoke did with us when the sliders, or when EA broke the gameplay. So, our previous against Reading so far this year, our most recent result against Reading was a 2-1 win at the end of February. Our earlier result in the season was a 1-0 defeat back in August. So, I don't know is probably the answer to who's going to win this game. Similarly, as we didn't really know who was going to win between ourselves and Stoke. My own personal prediction is going to be a 1-1 draw after 90 minutes. A 2-2 draw after 120. And I'll be honest, with the way that penalties have gone so far this year, maybe a Reading win on pens. Maybe a Reading win on pens. It's their 100... Actually, to be fair, this is Season 2. So it was their 150th anniversary year in Season 1. This now, obviously, in Season 2. And actually in 2023. In this, it's coming into or towards their 152nd birthday. Reading, obviously, one of the oldest clubs in the country. In the world, in fact. 1871, their creation. 2021 hours. Who will come out on top? I'm not sure. Lucas João and Ejaria have both scored 2 in their playoff run so far, Reading. We've had Alvarez score 3 of our 4 goals so far in our time in the playoffs this year. And, of course, Tyrese Campbell grabbed the other. Right. Time to head to Wembley. And time to see what we can do against this Reading side in what is undoubtedly going to be one of the most difficult games of our entire career. Thank you, Julian, for the 3 goals in the 2 legs against Stoke. If you could do the same again today, that would be lovely. Reading starting lineup then. Ejaria does start. Lucas João, however, is on the bench for Reading. It's Puskás that's up top for them to start this game. Alan Halilovic on the right, Swift on the left, Boyce Clark in goal between the sticks. We'll see if he's any good for them on this occasion. This is going to be a really tough game. Reading missed out on automatic promotion on the last day against Crystal Palace. So their fans are expectant here because they really should have gotten automatic promotion. We perhaps could also have gotten automatic promotion had it not been for the update to the game that ultimately cost us against Stoke first time around, because we lost 5-0 to Fulham and 2-0 to Blackburn on that same broken patch. So even though we technically moved the goalposts a little bit, The goalpost could have been somewhere entirely different, and we might not have even needed the playoffs if I'd gone back and played the Fulham and Blackburn games as well. I'm happy, basically, because I'm recording this as the comments are coming in from yesterday's episode. I'm happy that we made the right decision. It was the decision that 3/4 of people that I asked the question to wanted, and I agree that it was the right thing to do given the state of the game, because we couldn't have just continued with the way things were, because it was just going to get more and more silly. I'm happy that we made the right decision. I feel like the integrity of the channel is still there, and the integrity of the content is still there. Had I lost to Stoke in yesterday's episode, then obviously we would have stayed in the Championship next season. Should we lose to Reading in this game, we'll stay in the Championship next season. It absolutely wasn't, as people keep accusing me of, it absolutely wasn't to just ensure that I win promotion back to the Premier League. People are so skeptical and vindictive, despite the fact that I explain multiple times in multiple videos, hand on heart, the reasons why I do what I do and why I did what I did. I'm happy that the integrity of the content is still there. If you're not, that's entirely your opinion, but I'm perfectly happy with the way things panned out. So, all the decisions that we made, so I'm quite happy that the integrity of the channel is fine and I'm not guilty about it, or not feeling guilty about it whatsoever. If you think the series is ruined for you, then that's entirely your opinion. But for the majority, it's not, and we can continue on as per, and I'm very happy with it, and that is the last I will speak on the issue. I've had some back and forth with people in the comment section and on Twitter over the past 24 hours or so. We'll put a pin in it. I'm quite happy with the way things are. If I lose this game, I'm not going to replay it to try and get myself to the Premier League. That's obviously football. Right. Let's see if we can't get ourselves the first chance. Oh. Not going to get myself first chance if I end up giving the ball away. Let's see if Reading can get themselves the first chance then. Alan Halilovic breaking down the right-hand side for them. That's a ping and a half, and it might even reach the man at the back post. It does! Side netting only from Moore. Not able to take advantage of the mistake from Wrench in the missed clearance. That was very nearly a terrible start, albeit half an hour in after a little bit of a mini rant from me. Oh, I need to undo that as well. Oh, it's a bit tight. Oh my god, tighter than I thought. And breathe. Ferguson across to Alvarez. Back to Ainsley Maitland-Niles and across to Kakachi. Maitland-Niles looking for Lewis Ferguson. We haven't really created much in this first half so far. Alvarez will deliver this, and it's not really near anyone at the back post. They've kept it in with Halilovic. They haven't kept it in with Halilovic. Okay, cheers then. We'll try and work something before half-time, but it's been a very nervy first half in which Reading have come the closest, but not really many chances to speak of in this first half so far. Moore back there to Araruza. Laurent to Ajaria. Really surprised they left Lucas João on the bench, unless in those semi-finals against Bournemouth it was from the bench that Lucas João made the impact. Reading are going to get a corner here at the end of the first half. John Swift will deliver it, looking for a number of men in the middle, none of which he'll find. Not the best of clearances from Aronson, in all honesty. Try and close it down with Lewis Ferguson. Oh, Swift's turned away from me well. Then he's played Halilovic, who's offside. We shall stay at 0-0 for now. A very even first 45. Possession, pretty much the same. One shot each. XG from those shots, pretty much the same. We've had more of the ball in terms of we've used it more by playing more passes, but they've been better in the tackle. They've been offside once. We had one free kick, but from their offside. So, such a tough first half against Reading. Weirdly, it says 46 minutes 33 played there at the top, when actually, I'm doing this at half-time, so it's obviously taking into account on the match facts screen the total amount of football played rather than the actual match clock. I'm curious to know, actually, if once we kick off for the second half, if that then resets to 45. It does. Curious. I'll make a note of that, and I'll point it out to the devs. In fact, I may even just clip this part of the video and just send it to them. Just something I've noticed in the moment. Right, second half of the Championship playoff final against Reading at Wembley. Underway. Wrench forward into Alvarez. Oof, picked off nicely. Swift back to Laurent and Swift again. Through the gap to Ajaria and Puskás. Hota, Puskás, Ajaria. Early shot at the near post. In from John Swift. Reading 1. Chesnoid FC 0. In my mind, I had the sentence in the build-up to that goal. We've not kept a clean sheet against Reading so far this season with a 2-1 win and a 1-0 defeat. I thought, I won't say that out loud because I'll jinx myself. Apparently, just thinking it can jinx you now as well. Reading lead by a goal to 0 at Wembley, and we are going to have to come from behind. Could the keeper have done better there? It wasn't right up in the corner, so the sliders are working well, but still, the keeper could have done better with that. It is what it is. We're 1-0 down at Wembley. Reading take the lead. From behind, we must come. We did so against Stoke, and hopefully we can do so against the hoops rather than the stripes of our opposition. Ferguson. Oh, God, that was bloody awful. Laurent to Swift to Puskás to Ajaria. Oh, that hit an arm as well. That's what the advantage was for. Well picked off by Uwe Martin. It falls back to Puskás. Moore has already brushed his side netting once. Picked off by Wrench. Just trying to accelerate away. I've run out of space, but can we keep that in with Julian Alvarez? We can. Squeeze it back through there to Ferguson. And Riley McGree. Nice little burst of pace initially. As soon as he picked up possession, I could have played a couple of through balls to get the ball forward quickly. Elected not to, in theory, run a lesser risk of losing possession. Whether that actually pans out to be the case or not, we'll find out. Wrench. I could try and squeeze it through a gap, but there aren't many gaps to try and squeeze it through. We're struggling here to break Reading's defence down. Riley McGree out wide. Onside Alvarez. Stood up towards the back post. Cleared away. Win this please, Mr. Ferguson. He's done well. Riley McGree looking for Ferguson again. Finding Aronson, who shoots. Boyce Clark can't keep it under control at first attempt, but does gather it up before we get to it. But the ball has fallen back to us here, and Tyrese Campbell is trying to work the space for the shot. Does, but shoots wide. Only 20 to go here. We are moments away from another championship season. Ben Brereton Diaz had a glorious opportunity against Stoke in yesterday's episode. Managed to find himself free at the back post, but blasted it wide. I need to create that exact chance again, and this time having put it in the back of the net. They made a change as well. That change was aforementioned Lucas Schwau, who evidently is throwing his weight about, on for George Puskás. Reading making the change to try and kill the game off with a second. If there is to be a second goal in this game, which I obviously pray there is, I hope it goes to us and not them. If they do score 2 now, we're dead and buried, and Reading will get the promotion that their fans thought they were going to get up until the last match day of the season. Shot blocked. It falls to Swift. Shot from the edge of the box. Comfortably wide, but time is running out. Kakachi forward into Ben Brereton Diaz through the gaps. A bit of a risk to play that through there, but it has worked. McGree to Ferguson. I'm going to look on the left-hand side. I was trying to find Ben Brereton. We found Tyrese Campbell. Now, can he find some more space in the box? Maybe. Not really. Oh, I'm running out of time. I'm running out of space. Tyrese Campbell to Ben Brereton Diaz. Oh, I was trying to pull it back to the man on the edge of the box, Julian Alvarez, but I couldn't find him. And we are 6 minutes from defeat at Wembley. Well blocked by Julian Alvarez, but away for a throw. Going to make a change. I'm going to move McGree out wide, actually, and Alvarez will make way for Woods. Not for Billy Gilmore, for Woods. He rescued us in a game previous this season. I desperately need him to do so again. They're taking off Moore and bringing on... I'm not sure. I didn't recognise him, actually. Araruna into Swift to Laurent. It was McIntyre that came on for Moore. Time is really running out for us now. Getting out to McIntyre on this left-hand side of their attack. We're into the 89th minute. We scored in stoppage time against Stoke. We need to do the same here, probably. Against Reading, please get to this Tyrese. It's going to be defeat, lads. It's going to be defeat at Wembley. We are about to lose our opportunity of promotion this season. Reading may even score a second just to finish it off. They do. Lucas Schwal, off the bench, scored 2 goals to get them to the final against Bournemouth. Scores the second goal in the final against us. Players on the floor. I just couldn't create anything. We had the ball up the other end for prolonged spells in this second half. I just couldn't find the chance to get the equaliser. And even if I had got that one, it still now wouldn't have been enough. Reading with the last kick of the game, 2. Chesnoid FC 0. The suit is not a good luck omen on its first outing of FIFA 22. We have a 0% record at Wembley so far this year on this game. I am slightly concerned about my job at this particular moment in time, because we were already in the red and they wanted automatic promotion, which evidently we didn't get. We didn't get the run of 7 home games without defeat, and we haven't now managed promotion at all either. We had more of the ball, they had more chances, and Reading win. I don't know. I don't even know if Reading were better than me on the day. We struggled to make things happen is probably the right way to phrase it, after having the ball in their half for so much of that second half, but not being able to find a way through. You never really looked like scoring today. I wouldn't say it's an emphatic defeat. We let ourselves get bullied. We were second best. We didn't cope defensively. I mean, we were second best. I don't know if we didn't cope defensively. Obviously, we conceded 2, but it's not like we were woeful. John Swift was a dangerous player for them, definitely. But we have to look at ourselves in what we couldn't do at the other end, offensively ourselves, and go again next year. 67 is still the manager rating, and the manager of the month curse hits again. We got manager of the month for May for our defeat to Fulham, but victory against Brentford, it didn't factor in, as you can tell from the games played tally that it showed on that. It said games played 2. Was it the last one? Can't remember which one it was now. It said games played 2, won 1, lost 1. So, oh man, that's defeat then. That's Championship football next year, and the European finals have been played. So let's have a season roundup then. The top 3 teams, as I guess ideally it should be, in fairness, Brentford, Crystal Palace and Reading all go up. 3 sides relegated from the Premier League last year, Brentford, Crystal Palace and ourselves. 2 of the 3 return. We hope to be one of the 3 that go up next year instead. Stoke in the playoffs and beaten by us. Bournemouth in the playoffs and beaten by Reading. We will not be playing next year Blackpool, Sheffield Wednesday or MK Dons. The FA Cup winners this year, Liverpool, both 3 goals won. Brentford got to the final of the FA Cup and won the Championship. What a season for them. The Carabao Cup was won by Liverpool as well. Double for them, a cup double. Didn't really want to look at that one. Championship playoff won by Reading. Barcelona won the Champions League. Sorry, no, rephrase. Barcelona won the European Super Cup against Lazio. The Champions League was won by an Italian side. Juventus 2-0 against Manchester United. The Europa League was won by an Italian side. Roma against Atletico Madrid. And the inaugural UEFA Europa... Actually, no, it's probably the second UEFA Europa Conference League. Was won by Arsenal by 1-0. Can't recall who won it last year. In fact, I don't think I actually looked, did I? Can't remember. Player stats. Jordan Rhodes got the golden boot in the Championship. Odsonne Edouard came second. Our very own Tyrese Campbell third with 21 goals. We will now be vulnerable, having not been able to get a bounce-back promotion campaign. We will be vulnerable to losing our top players next season. Assist-wise, Lewis Ferguson was there in fourth with 9. It was Mason Bennett of Millwall with 12. Assist-wise, I mean, Zach Carr got 9. David Raya got 16. Zach Carr played every league game for us in goal. And had we been promoted, I would probably have replaced Zach Carr in goal. Provided his rating doesn't drop, I think at Championship level, we should probably stick with Zach Carr, kind of the same way that Leeds stuck with Kiko Casilla until they got to the Prem. Obviously for us it's getting back to the Prem, before looking elsewhere for a new goalkeeper option. I think that's probably what I'll do. Although he is ageing, and depending on what budget we take over to the next season, which might not be much actually at Championship level, we'll have to wait and see what happens in that window. In the Premier League, Liverpool did the treble. They won the Premier League, they won the FA Cup, they won the Carabao Cup by 3 points from Manchester City. Arsenal third, Chelsea fourth, Manchester United fifth, and Spurs down in 6th. Relegated and playing us next year, Norwich, West Brom and Nottingham Forest. I'd be confident of beating all 3 of those sides to the league title next year, I think. Joining us next year from League One will be Sunderland and Derby County, who bounce back. One of Luton, Hull, Ipswich and Wickham will join us in the Championship next season. Colchester, Accrington Stanley, Port Vale and Salford City relegated to League 2. Promoted back to League 1, Crewe Alexandra, Wigan Athletic, Fleetwood Town, and one of Mansfield, Exeter, Cheltenham or Bristol Rovers. Cambridge finished... Hello? Oh, no, I thought Cambridge got... Cambridge did get relegated, but my save got sent back a year, didn't it? Because of the first bug from EA. And I didn't recheck who did what in the league in that save. I just started Season 2. Cambridge stayed up last year, and they did this year too. Up the U's. Let's go. One positive to come. I still got relegated in the changeover. Obviously, we didn't change that outcome. But Cambridge stayed up. Let's go. Sutton and Crawley, the bottom 2. In League, PSG by 10 points. In the Bundesliga, Leipzig by 3 and Bayern only 3rd. In Serie A, Juventus by 10 points from Inter. Lazio, who won the league last year, a full 25 points off the pace, down in 7th. Napoli only 8th. Only 8th for Napoli. There were some calls for me to show the Scottish Premier League as well, so I shall do. Celtic by 2 points from Rangers. Aberdeen actually not that far away in 3rd. And in La Liga, Barcelona from Real Madrid, from Sevilla from Atleti down in a lowly 5th. 23 points off the pace, Atleti. Be surprised if Diego Simeone kept his job there. We don't know what's going to happen with our job here. Youth development wise, we did both. Didn't get that brand exposure streak. And when that gets filled with the red X, I expect our manager rating to drop. We have got the red X there for the gain automatic promotion, so there's only that one left. So I think, job security wise, we should be okay. With regards how everybody grew this year, I mean, Zach Carr still grew at the age of 33 to 34 from 75 to 76 rated. Dynamic potential doing its work. Zach Carr probably then stays, and that will allow Jack Stevenson an extra year to grow to become our new starting goalkeeper. Although he is only 6 foot. We do have a 6'7", in fact 2 6'7" young goalkeepers. One being Bobby Stevenson. If there's a relation there, you guys let me know. And we've got another 6'7" goalkeeper somewhere as well. George Saunders, who's 66 rated. So Stevenson we'll add to the transfer list for next year, because George Saunders is certainly going to be the one to try and grow there. We'll add him to the loan list, and I'll try and continue to sell the other youngsters that, in fact, I think Theo Power is joining Boa Vista. Planas will try and sell, as well as it appears to be Jack Stevenson and hopefully maybe George Saunders that become the 2 goalkeepers that fight it out to replace Zach Carr in Season 4. I think for now we'll sit with Zach Carr in Season 3. Kakachi up 4 to 79 at left wing back. Really pleased with him. Verlinden stalling a bit, but obviously barely played, 69. And Rocha did actually grow. I can't get him to sign for anyone to save my life. Still transfer listed. Lorenz up 1 on loan, which is a shame. Grogan, 30 now, will add to the transfer list and look to replace him in the squad next year. Uwe Martin is 32, but again, with dynamic potential, is up 1 to 82. So we'll, for the time being, continue to keep him in the starting lineup unless, of course, we get bids. Amadou, 30. No growth, has peaked, but hopefully, again, dynamic potential will take over for him. Been solid enough. Solid enough defensively. Devon Wrench up 7. Including a position change, of course, from centre-back to right-back to 82. Back-up right-back wise, we have Domenico Morelli at the moment, as well as McGee and Scale, although one of them is moving its Scale to Union Berlin. We might need a... Oh no, we've still got Darnell Fisher as our backup right-back at 29 years of age. Quite happy with the right-back situation. Of course, if we end up losing Devon Wrench, may be likely for a number of our better valued, better rated players now. We're going to have to... Yeah, it depends on how much money we get. But if we end up selling some of our high-rated players, we're going to have a lot of money anyway, aren't we? So, with your transfer suggestions, and I'll reiterate this in tomorrow's episode 1 of Season 3, I'm going to need not just, perhaps, improvements for the first team, but potential replacements for players we may well lose during the first transfer window. We'll have to wait and see how things pan out. Brendan Aronson up 5 to 77. Sanchez, with a position change, of course, up 17 to 68. Remarkable. Hopefully he continues to grow. We'll try and get him a loan move next year if we can. Pomencia, I can't get him to agree a transfer to save my life, but I believe his contract is... Oh, still a year left. Bastard. Maitland-Niles, 81 rated now, up 4. Grown continually very well this year. Lewis Ferguson up 5. Great signing for us. Franz Segura is leaving, I think. Yes, indeed he is. Billy Gilmore will go back on loan, or back to Chelsea, sorry. I would be open to perhaps loaning him again next year, or maybe signing him, but I think we probably should wait till we're a Premier League team before we look to sign someone like Billy Gilmore. He obviously would have higher ambitions than moving permanently to a championship side. Ryan Wills is also joining Başakşehir here, so we will raise some money in between seasons. Alexander Woods is only up 1 to 75. I don't necessarily get on that well with him still, but we're probably more likely to lose others, and we'll keep him on for now, I think. Riley McGree up 4. Great player, love him. Ben Brereton up 1 since signing in January, and hopefully will continue to do well for us. Carter Clayton is going to get sold if we can possibly move him on. Julian Alvarez, so very nearly the playoff hero. Got us to the final, but we couldn't do it against Reading. Theodore Bowden, down and hopefully out sooner rather than later. I might actually remove him from the loan list to add him to the... No, not view offers. To add him to the transfer list. Leo Hyde, not used this much, or that much this year as he was last year, but for obvious reasons with the new players we brought in. 73 though, up 3 and continually growing well, so hopefully with some more development can continue to grow well. Ryan Bird up 7, Reggie Bird up 7 out on loan at Beijing, I think. Shanghai Port. Sean Arnold away out on loan at Sion, FC Sion, which is where we are in the My Player over on Facebook. Subtle plug, link in the description if you want to see that series. Up 5 to 64, still not sure about either of those two though. Tyrese Campbell up 4 to 78, our top goal scorer this year. Nearly the league's top goal scorer as well. David Lucero up 6, although that's with a position change as well. Of course, we will try and get him loan football next year. Liam Delap, I might be open to trying to loan again next year. Although Gilbert isn't really that different, really. It doesn't necessarily have the pace, but maybe we should just use Gilbert as our backup. If Liam Delat was good enough, then surely Harvey Gilbert should be good enough too. Philip Roth, on the other hand, definitely not good enough, unfortunately. So, with regards to stats, our top goal scorer and all of our goal scorers in this save, Tyrese Campbell, miles ahead of anyone else. Riley McGree, wonderful player, absolutely fantastic. Aronson with 8, Ferguson with 6, and that might be all of our goal scorers. Just Liam Delat with 1 in 1 substitute appearance in the Championship. With regards to assists, 11 for Riley McGree, 9 for Ferguson. Campbell did get 7 and Aronson with 7 as well, so contributing a little bit out wide, or quite a bit out wide. Although Alvarez contributing more, although to be fair, it's 5 in 15 in the league there, and 15 in 43. So about the same. One goal contribution every 3 games from our wide roles in Aronson and Alvarez, which is not bad. Not amazing, but not bad. Because Woods got 4 in 18. Amadou got 3 goals and an assist as well. Billy Gilmore 1 assist in 8 appearances in the Championship. Pimentia got an assist in the Carabao Cup apparently. Congratulations to him. But that is how we end the year. Now we shall wait and see, and I'll keep you with me here. Don't care about his contract. Don't make me regret it is what we'll say. And I'm glad you agree, Donald. Stay with me. We will see what the board reckon when we get to the end of the season. I don't think it's yet ticked that or crossed that box. It hasn't. Now, we were much lower with our manager rating last year and still kept our job. Much lower. We were in the early 50s. So I'd like to think that we should keep our job here. Players returning from loan everywhere. Nothing yet from the board, but we will find out now. We look forward to working with you again next season is the only line that matters from that email. They believe we delivered a satisfactory performance, so they're happy enough with us. Right. I will see you tomorrow for episode 1 of season 3. Still in the Championship, looking to go again, and I do want automatic promotion in Season 3, please, lads. It's going to be difficult to hold on to our top players. It's going to be just as difficult to finish in the top 2. But, again, last year, we showed an improvement in the second half of the season. Now, in theory, with all of those players still at the club for now, we should have just as strong a full season as we did a half season last year. So, as things stand with the squad we've got, I'm confident enough of winning the league or winning the top, finishing in the top 2 next year. We'll have that one, thank you. That will do for today's episode, guys. That will do for this season. Join me tomorrow for episode 1 of season 3. The suit was unlucky. We stay in the Championship. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.